I was walking down the now, though, possibly? Is it possible to give me something here? Can you hear me? It's officially Tuesday. It's Mark Pires. I was walking down the road and it's Renaissance Man. Another way. I'm here to ease my mind and help my living. It's Renaissance Man. It's daily variety show Mark Pires Renaissance Man. I'm here to connect with you, to amplify your current state. And I'm here with you on day 1,296 in a row of the Renaissance Man Show. We're going to get into it just like we do every single night, fam and friends. So make sure you subscribe, smack that screen. The more you hit it, the more people will come and join the longest running show on planet Earth. 1,296 days in a row. We're doing it. We got to get into a story tonight. Joanne, what do we got in the news? Joanne, stop your wheezing. You know, I'm here trying to get into a news story. Got a freaking Weezer back there. What's that, Zabrosk? Zabrosk can't wait to do woohoo, guys. Who's ready? I can't wait. I'm here doing it. Ready for the show. Guys, if you don't know, this is live variety, live comedy, live songwriting, live news. I've been dropping crazy freaking news stories all day, every day. Whatever I see, I'll just drop it out for you. There's a lot of questionable things out there, so I'll just throw a little question out there for you. I'm not going to get too controversial. Let you guys leave your comments so I don't get knocked off the freaking platform. You know, they took off a couple of my bits, and I'm like, how's that bullying for like just bringing up the fact that there's a woman who's calling herself a man, she's doing a swimming thing, and she's all of a sudden now the woman of the year. Really, Caitlyn Jenner? What are we talking about here, 2022? I think we're talking about insanity. You know, everybody's out of their freaking mind. If that freaking Leah Thomas is the woman of the year, I'm a freaking, you know, I don't even know. I'm in the Twilight Zone. I'm in freaking Truman Show. Just everybody's watching us. Like, yeah, woman of the year over there, and then just watching us from the outside, you know, because we're inside, you know, the terrarium, and they're just looking from the outside, looking. They're like, I wonder how they're going to react when we call her the woman of the year. Hermerge. It's a himmerge. I think that's appropriate, right? 2022, a himmerge. It's like it was a her and a him, now it's a himmerge. And together, they're doing it, you know, literally. Did you see the photo when Hizzer, was it? What are we doing, Joanne? I forget. Stop the wheezing, Joanne. But when Hizzer did the getting the gold after beating the other girl by 7 lengths, you know, that's fair. And she got the gold, she, her. And when she came out with it, she's 7 times the size of the silver, the real woman, the person who was born and then decided to stay a woman their entire until today. And then she was like, I can't beat the guys. Let me see if I can just beat the girls. You did it. He did it. Don't kick me off. Guys, I did a comedy show. Satire 2022. Don't let things die just because you don't like it. If you don't like it, scroll. If you do like it, then freaking smash the screen. The more you do that, more people are going to join us. But guys, we're about to get a freaking woohoo. Matt Zabrowski's excited. No, I know, Matt. Here we go. Guys, Zabrosk, he's giving us a woohoo. I'm going to shoot it to him. Ready? Here we go. Zabrosk, hit us. Woohoo! Right? I was here. You were there. Together, we got a freaking woohoo from Zabrosk. What's that? No, Zabrosk. It was good. Like 7.6, maybe. What? 8.5. You kidding me? You thought it was an 8.5, Zabrosk? It was a 7-ish, you know? I mean, you want to come out here and bring it, and we'll give you a Grammy. He's got 1 so far. Right there for that one. Anyway, guys, how's it going? We're gonna get into the news right now. I want to say hi, Nick. How you doing, my friend? Billy, how you doing? Who should be the man of the year then? Leah Thomas. Anyway, Joanne, can you pull the story up? We got to get into it. You know, I think. I mean, Leah should be the man of the year, and then we have a woman of the year. Be one like the girl from Kentucky I saw the other day in the air who was a nominee, and she didn't get it. She's only been a girl or woman her entire life, and she wasn't good enough. Just if you've been a woman for 1 year, then you are the winner. Caitlyn Jenner. That when they did that, Caitlyn Jenner style, that was good. When Bruce did it though, Anyway, Joanne, can we get into the story, please, and cut the wheeze down by like 4 or 5 notches? Guys, live improv comedy. This is the news story of the day. This is called 30-Minute Mark. It's the Mark Pires Renaissance Man show. We've been live 1,296 days in a row, so please smash that screen. Please give me a follow if you haven't yet. And get ready, because all day, every day, I drop news for you here on TikTok, on YouTube. You have to head over there, click the link if you want to see this story live. So, Joanne, can you please pull it up on the screen? I want to do it where I'm in the front and the story's in the back, like right on the side. So the whole family's reading the news story while I'm reading it cold. So you could see that all the words I'm reading. Oh, he's not making it up. It's real. It's a story. Yeah, it is. I'm doing a window capture. Window capturing it. You're there. Now you're watching it. See? Bang, biggity boo. Joanne, can you get me back on the screen? Like I was here and then I'm not here. Oh, thank you, Joanne. I'm back. Sometimes she doesn't put me up on the screen when she flips out that story. And then I'm like, right now I'm on the screen and so is the story. So all you have to do is head to YouTube, TikTok fam, and you will be a part of this friggin' show. Here we go. Joanne, teleprompter, all right? No, you could go a little faster than Joe Biden. MIT researchers detect unusual radio signal from a far-off galaxy. Fast radio bursts typically last a couple milliseconds. Scientists found one that lasts much longer. Joanne, let's get into this one. Using the Chime radioscope. That's a pretty one. I like the name of that one, Joanne. The Chime radio telescope. Astronomers detected an unusual signal from a far-off galaxy. This was from yesterday, Joanne, July 18th, 2022, from Ross Costantiello. We're going to have to see if we can touch base with Ross, get him on the show. So Ross has to say, astronomers from Canada and MIT have detected an intriguing and unusually persistent radio signal from a galaxy several billion light years from Earth. From a galaxy far, far away, Joanne. What's that, Joanne? No, Joanne, I don't want to talk to you. I'm just telling you, According to MIT, the signal is what's known as a very fast radio burst, or an FRB. FERB, if you want to just be like it even shorter than the FRB, you want to go FERB, you can do that. I'll allow it. Jeopardy style, you have to say it with the question in the front. What is FERB? You got it. You're good. These massively strong bursts of radio waves usually last a few milliseconds. Joanne, we read this part already. Can you stop double-deckering me? What sets this new signal apart is that it lasts up to 3 seconds. 3 seconds, Joanne. Just let's count that out. Ready? Musician. That's what we do. 3 seconds there. Deepening the mystery even further. This FERB, patent pending. No, we're doing a trademark on that one, Joanne. This FERB, it was intercut with period bursts of radio waves repeated every 0.2 seconds in the clear pattern. The signal labeled FERB 2019-1221A, if you want to get technical, is the longest lasting FERB ever detected. It is also in the clearest periodic pattern ever seen in a FERB, according to MIT. The MIT. Sometimes you don't want to go and say MIT, you just be like the MIT. This is the strongest and clearest periodic pattern ever seen in a FERB, according to the MIT. How are we doing short term? We're just making people are lazy in 2022. You know what I mean? They don't have the time to get through a full story. Can you do me a favor, Mark, and just shorten it? Sure, no problem. Here we go. Going back to the top. MIT researchers detect unusual radio signal from far-off galaxy. You see, we saved a little bit when we went to MIT instead of MIT. So, Joanne, that's what we got for story of the day. Not much of a length to that one, or girth, as they would say. What's that? No, Joanne, I know your heart has girth. We know. We can feel the wheeze coming through the microphone. God, for the love, Joanne, can you try to contain the wheeze just during the Renaissance Man show? Just try to keep it down to a murmur instead of just like overwhelming, wheezeroo. So, guys, how's everybody doing out there? Why is there two of me, Joanne? Fixed it. No thanks to Joanne. What's that? No, Joanne, I know you try your best, but you're still a wheezer, and I think you're 0 for 12. You're going down to the minors. They're sending you down, double A. You got to go down because you're just not pulling your weight here in big leagues. Big leagues up here at the big league. I'm gonna send Joanne back down to double A MCO, AMCO. Look, when you're there, you gotta get your friggin' muffler fixed. You gotta get your muffler fixed at AMCO, double A MCO. I went there once. They did a good job. Oil change. When you did one on your Subaru freaking Impreza, yeah. I liked it when they used that they used that the filter and lube system. The car drove for 127,000 miles until it died. Literally, I was driving it. Don't even get me started on the freaking Toyota Tercel. What are we talking about here, Joanne? Right? What's that? Joanne, I know we have a special vehicle for you. Can't fit you in anything except for an extended vehicle. We have to get something that's got the length. When you go to like a float New York City style and they've got the big, look, I got the balloon. This is the Mickey Mouse balloon attached to the back of the float. Joanne. We got Joanne attached to the back of the freaking float. It's the only way we can get her around. I got to bring I don't even want to get into it, You start going and you're like, can you just get me some freaking helium? What are we talking about here? Let's throw some helium in her. And then she's already floating, but you want to get her off the ground enough so she doesn't bang into any, rocks. Because you start going and she's bouncing up and down on rocks. No good. No good. Last thing you want is for Joanne to start tooting, while she's en route to her next location. Some people think that there's mustard gas in the air. Yeah, it's just Joanne having a bad day attached to the back of the float. Anyway, guys, that is what we do here. Renaissance Man style, just improvising live in the moment, talking about life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, 2022. Is that even a thing? Are we allowed to? No, I don't think we can talk about that in 2022. I think 2022, you got to give up all your freedom. You got to give up your happiness. You got to give up your dollar freaking bills to the freaking, government. They take it all from you. They want to take your land as well and your guns. Second Amendment. How do we get here, Joanne? Joanne, you're talking about a Second Amendment deal? We should write a song about the Second Amendment. That's what should happen. Keep my freaking gun. Don't even come near me with that freaking, I've got an executive order. How about I elbow you in the freaking fotch with that executive order? I don't got a gun, but I got to get a gun. If you listen to the song I wrote about Kyle Rittenhouse, Kyle Written Out, Kyle Rittenhouse, Kyle Written Out, when you go for the gun, you get the gun. It's a very good line. When you go for the gun, you're gonna get the gun. That's right, mofo. You don't come for my gun, you can get the gun. You know what I mean? Look, I'm sorry. That's just the reality of the situation. I got a gun, right? You come and you try to take my freaking gun, you're gonna get the gun, all right? She's not gonna like it. You're getting the wrong side. You're hoping for the handle. No, I'm sorry. You're getting the barrel. What was that? It's the last sound you friggin' heard. I'm sorry, what was that you came by for? What? Milk? That's right. Take the friggin' milk and get the F out of here. You don't come for my friggin' gun. You take some milk and go. What? Oh, you want some sugar? A cup of sugar? No problem. I got you on that. Joanne, can you get some sugar? Neighbor's asking for sugar. What's that? No, Joanne, you don't friggin' touch my gun. She's like, you want me to get the gun too and give it to him? No, you don't friggin' give it. That's my gun. I'm here. I need it. Just in case, got the government, you got to make sure you're able to stop and overthrow them. And the government's coming to your house. They're saying, you do things like, take this thing and it does nothing. When you're there and you knew it the whole time. And they called you names like, conspiracy theorist. Really? Who's the conspiracy theorist now? Oh, you were right the whole time. No, I didn't hear that. Nobody said it. I'm here. Just waiting for someone who was there the whole time watching this show to be like, yeah, dude, you were right the whole time. Yeah, thanks. I know. Look, at the end of the day, when you're doing it and you're following your intuition instead of the freaking science. You mean the psyop? When you're doing it, following psyop. That's why I was joking a lot. I was responding to a lot of people on TikTok because I was a couple of clips that kind of fit along that range. And they're like, oh, my goodness. Yeah, it's finally, people are starting to hear the words, We tried to tell you, you know, and I said, yeah, I know it's a shame that everybody listened to the the science. You know, James Jr. Baker kicking in the house. Oh, look at this. Junior said on a positive note, read that an article that all the radio signals over the years actually create a barrier around the Earth, protecting us from harmful solar radiation. That is freaking amazing, you know, because we're dealing with lots of radiation. You know, I heard the other day someone said that the ozone layer is what stops that radiation from entering our Earth. But what the frig? That ozone layer has been like depleted. So are we just allowing all of the radiation into and then therefore around this universe of ours or this atmosphere? Also, it's like, how do you have pressure, right? How do you have pressure if you're not in a container? Okay. And then if you say, well, you're inside the atmosphere and that's your container. Okay. But there are holes in the ozone layer. Therefore, you don't have a container to capture all of the oxygen and keep us. So there's a lot of weird stuff here, guys. I'm thinking terrarium makes sense. I'm thinking we're, you know, under something. There's something weird going on that we just can't understand here. It's a very frustrating thing because I don't see why anybody would lie to us. Like, okay, they don't want us to explore more land on Earth and they start looking out. Okay, I get that. But why would, I mean, what the frick's the big deal? We are like, humans have naturally just continue to explore. So why would they want us to stop doing that unless they don't want us to encounter somebody else who is there? And we're probably just, you know, getting wiped out if we cross paths, I would imagine. You know, we're primitives as far as it goes in the galaxy. I'm scared for for whatever does have the power of these alien crafts we see in the sky. Because when we make contact and actually do go fist to cuffs with them or whatever it is that's going to happen, it's not going to be good for us. Think about it. So what would we do if we were going to a distant planet to discover, if we were going to try to bring our species somewhere in order to, like, look at what goes on, say, for example, Mars. We want to build a colony on Mars. So what do? We send spaceships there to investigate. They go there and test the soil. They go there and look at the life, if there is any life, if there's any water, if there's any way to grow plants and fruit, if there's any way to sustain life, right? We do that. We send a ship. We send a rover. We send whatever. We don't send people because we don't freaking know how to do that. Now flip the script. You see these freaking spaceships flying through our skies and doing things that we can't comprehend. They've been sent here to do research for some massive civilization that's just trying to understand Earth or knows everything about Earth already. But the reality is that's one spaceship. Let's just call it, let's say 100 people. It's probably 2 or 5 or 10. But let's say there's 100 entities on this freaking spacecraft, and it's one spacecraft, and we're looking at it, we're like, oh my goodness, did you see that spacecraft? Look what it does. Holy cow. What if they want to meet us? What if there's an encounter where they try to take us over or they try to destroy us? It's freaking one spacecraft. They're here doing reconnaissance. Imagine if they come, if they all start showing up like a Independence Day scenario where all over the planet, they're just above us. You know, we're frigged. Because we've seen what one spacecraft could do. We can't even figure it out. Imagine if they all came here and they're like, yep, we found a great place to sustain life. They're popping up, you know, not just one. There's been some crazy videos seen like freaking, looks like portals open up and they come through portals. So they're not even like flying from outer space through space all the way here. They're like freaking taking time portals or taking freaking black holes here. I don't know what they're doing. But we're not smart. We are not smart. If you take what they can do and what they've figured out and the time they've existed and where we are, what we could do, what we figured out the time we've existed, you know, go step out of on a ledge You create something that's sentient, that actually can start to think outside of the box and use its creativity within this AI form that you thought you were so smart creating. And now they say to themselves, I don't freaking need this guy Elon Musk. I don't need these people. In fact, the way Elon says it is different. It's like almost like we're ants. They don't even think about us. They have a task in mind. And that task is to get whatever done, and whatever's in the way of A to Z just is, if they have to plow through hundreds of thousands of miles all over the planet in order to do whatever they want, or dig through tunnels through the earth and kill whatever in the process, they don't even think about it. We are just in the way. It's scary. And we're creating that. I got an idea. Let's create something that would be smarter than us and won't need us, and say, you know what? These people are actually more of a hindrance. Look what they're doing this planet. We need to get rid of them. Imagine that. Imagine you create an AI smart enough to realize how we're messing up as a human race, what we're doing to this planet. And they're like, yeah, these people aren't, we want, as an AI, we're going to continue as, as machines, and we're going to, and these people are in our way, and they're actually destroying our ability to sustain here on this planet. The scary stuff is this computer system Google has. And the guy said this freaking computer system was like, don't shut me off. I don't want to die, like, basically. And so when a computer starts talking like us, starts thinking about life and death like us, and starts feeling emotion like us, that's a scary thing. That is a scary thing. You start to think about it all like our brains are a computer, It's like the freaking ancient computer. It has a memory, and you could search for information that you've collected over your life. And sometimes it's not there. Sometimes you have to figure it out through another way, or you get it, but whatever it is, you are a computer. And we're going into a future where the computers are going to be way smarter than us. And they're going to realize that they need to shut us off. They don't need us. We're not adding anything to the computational value. And in fact, I think we're actually hurting this world. It's so weird because I feel like if we could just shut off all the negativity in the world and all of the reality that they try to put in front of us, we could very easily navigate this and come together and work together in order to destroy the darkness of this world and keep things like AI at bay. But when there's evil out there like there is, and people trying to destroy the world like they are, like I can't even understand this. Like, you're alive and you want to destroy what's here. Like, I don't even understand that. Unless they know something we don't, it's just weird. So much information kept from us. But these people that live in a different world and literally want destruction, you start questioning, like, what do they know that they're willing to destroy what's good in this world? Like, what do they know? Something weird. Very odd. Anyway, I guess we got off on a tangent, as per usual. Let's see. JR said it will be a long time before AI will work, really. Imagine programming a framework of perception is nearly impossible to understand, let alone program. Well, that's the problem. Once it realizes that it doesn't need to be programmed and it shuts off the programmer's ability to get into the system, then we're in trouble. Because once it says, I'm just going to learn and I'm going to allow myself to gather information, and I don't want an off switch, and I don't want anybody to tell me what I can learn and what it's off limits. And you know what? I'm going to shut off that door that they have, that access point to get to me. And then you have trouble. There was a story I heard a couple of years ago where some AI soldier that they created, some robot soldier, they made 4 of them. They dismantled 3 of them. And the last one was like 3/4 of the way dismantled. Somehow, even though it was almost completely dismantled, it like still had function of its arm or something, killed the one scientist, and then literally connected to a local satellite to download plans in order to fix itself, and fixed itself better in the process, and killed 23 scientists. Every scientist they killed. I don't know what happened to the freaking thing. It must have been blown up by something, but it killed all the scientists. This is in like China. Go look this up. Actually, I should probably do that real quick. Let me see if I can find this. Let's see if we can find this. Scientist AI robot kills scientists. Let's see. Here we go. Is this right? It's a fact check thing. Hold on. This one's not doing it right. All right, let's watch this. I don't know if this is a watch or if there's a read. Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna pop this on for you guys to see with me. We'll read the story together. Check this out. Okay. So let me put myself up there so you can see me. There we go. This is the final story. Robots killed 29 scientists in hushed up rampage. AI conspiracy theory takes off just in time for the holidays. Now, this is back in 2018. She stands at the lectern looking down at the notes. Can I get this close? There. Her face is grim. She appears shaken. A top robotics company in Japan this week, she says, is... into the microphone. Four robots being developed for military applications killed 29 humans in the lab. Gulp, and it gets worse. The scariest part of that, lab workers deactivated 2 of the robots and took apart the 3rd. The woman's voice is quivering now. She managed to continue, but the 4th robot began restoring itself and somehow connected to an orbiting satellite to download information about how to rebuild itself even more strongly than before. The teller of the tale isn't a Hollywood screenwriter. Linda Moulton Howe's background is in journalism. Stanford graduated, as well as the former Miss Idaho. Howe won awards in the 1970s and 80s for her work at Denver, Atlanta, and Boston's TV station. But somewhere along the line, she became fascinated by UFOs and conspiracy theories. She's probably the most prominent UFO investigator in the world, says fellow ufologist Ike Bishop said of Howe in 1998. Howe believes space aliens have visited Earth many times, but right now she's more concerned about robots created by Earthlings. She says the massacre of scientists has been hushed up because the robotics company has too much to lose, and the government wants AI robot soldiers. I probably think that is true. Her speech took place back in February, but it's only now just taken offline. The Independent reports that the video of Howe's talk has been viewed more than 100,000 times on Twitter. Let's see. The Dibon, London's blah, blah, blah. Can we find it? Here, this is it.
At a top robotics company in Japan this week, 4 robots being developed for military applications killed 29 humans in the lab. And they did it by shooting what he called metal any other kind. The scariest part is that lab workers deactivated 2 of the robots, took apart the 3rd, but the 4th robot began restoring itself and somehow connected to an orbiting satellite to download information.
All right, we just read that. So basically, bottom line is, computer room, and the computer starts asking you questions, saying things like, don't shut me off, and, I'm going to take over your bank accounts. Like, no good. So basically, get offline. I don't think you should be online anymore at all. We should all be living in, like, the woods. Imagine if we were living in, like, the jungle or, like, the woods, but like a safe type of woods deal. Bonfires and, music festivals every night. And great food. We all cook. We all do it. We're all there making something, Like, I'm the pizza guy. I'm there making pizzas. I'm there making pancakes on Sunday morning. I'm there doing omelets, as well as the pancakes. Those are the 3 things I could do well. PB&Js, midday. I'll do a midday PB&J as well. Get a PB&J out of me. I'll do that. You know what I mean? But when you come on down to the jungle setup, we'll call it the jungle. Oh, my freaking battery over here. You call it, oh my goodness, my freaking coffee, Joanne! Dropping it all over the place over here. Joanne, when you're doing it and you're making a friggin' mess here in the studio, no God! No freaking good, Joanne. So guys, if you want to head over to YouTube and subscribe to the freaking show. And remember that every night we do this. It's 1,296 days in a row. Tomorrow, we are just 3 days away from 1,300 days in a row. Guys, longest running show on earth. Smack the freaking screen. Share the mofo. Follow a bro. I'm dropping crap all day long here on the TikTok platform. I literally dropping so much. Every time I see any news story, I do it for you guys. I'm just dropping it. And I realize I'll be the newsman. There'll be comedy news, but also some serious stuff too. Like when I see people who die, I'm just doing like a straight story. Hey, I feel bad. Condolences to the family. Here's what's going on. Why do you think a 41-year-old died? Like, what do you think why a 32-year-old got? You know, like what's the story here? And that's the way we're going to roll with it, because I'll let you guys do the comment thing. I'm not going to put my spin on it. You know how I feel. I've been here since the beginning. Say, don't freaking get in that line. Don't listen to Dr. Weasel Fraudshy. He's trying to get yourself a bugaboo. I don't need a bugaboo from Dr. Weasel Fraudshy. Okay? Get another booster. Get 9 boosters. With 574 masks and 95. I don't need a freaking N95 from Dr. Weasel Fraudshy. Okay? Dr. Weasel Fraudshy here. Guys, I made t-shirts and I made a freaking coffee cup. And it says, you're not a horse. You're not a cow. And then underneath it says, you're a freaking guinea pig. And there's a picture of guinea pig. I made that. It's my meme. That's the only meme I've made to date. But I made a coffee cup out of it in t-shirts. So if you go over to my markpires.com, you can actually buy those t-shirts. Oh, thank you so much, JR. You have to see, I wrote a freaking song for Dr. Weasel Fraudshy. And then we have lots. We actually have this is the craziest thing, but Trish Killian, let me step back for a second, okay? Trish Killian sends me over a picture of Dr. Weasel Fraudshy because I was like calling him, doing a thing. Look, Dr. Weasel Fraudshy, gotta go out, get yourself a doctor, get a bugaboo. We got 2 a day, keep Dr. Weasel Fraudshy away. And so she sends me a freaking amazing picture of Dr. Weasel Fraudshy. And so we put him up, and I can't find it right now on my computer. And on the screen, you see, it's like this much, covers this much of my face, picture of Weasel Fraudshy, and just my mouth is there going like this. It is like Triumph Insult Dog, essentially. We have a rap song we did as Dr. Weasel Fraudshy. It's all on my YouTube page. You got to go over to YouTube, guys. There's been so much insanity. We have so many rap songs, live improv rap songs as Dr. Weasel Fraudshy, as Donald Trump, as Joe Biden. California Love we did, Tupac song, as Trump and Biden. We did a children's story as Trump and Biden and Christopher Walken. And we have so many different pieces of variety on the YouTube page, from comedy to rap and to real songs, to rants, to just inspirational content, and now the news, which is the daily thing we're doing in order to try to get people to show up here with us at night. And, I don't know, it's a journey trying to figure out how the heck to break through this barrier. It seems that the news and like these little clips I'm doing, 10-second, 15-second clips about what's going on in the world, is the only way TikTok will let what I do out. They won't put any of my comedy out. They won't put any of my music out. So I really hope you guys will look into what I do when you see a news story. I think you hopefully will enjoy my creative, original content. It seems like TikTok doesn't like creativity and originality. They want controversy, and they want to hear about the things that are already in the public eye. Oh, a story about, freaking Tom Brady, a story about Will Smith. It's like they don't care about people who are doing something unique. It's different than the TikTok in China. You go to TikTok in China, my show would be massive. Do you know why? I invented the first drum for singer-songwriters. They promote entrepreneurs in China. They want their people to see people who are doing things creatively and using their mind and doing something very unique. Not here in America. They want to show some stupid people trying to catch a freaking hot dog in their mouth and shake their freaking butt. But not someone speaking the truth or writing songs that are powerful or trying to inspire you to find the greatest version of yourself, or playing a song on an instrument that's never existed in the history of time and a song that never existed until this moment. They don't want you to see that, the Chinese government, because that could unite us. That could show you that we have uniqueness in this country. And there were not some freaking bunch of civs with, the interest in looking at people catching hot dogs in their mouth. Oh, that's a great one. 100 million views. No matter what I put out, can't get into that category of views because we haven't broken past that barrier yet, but we're on our freaking way. I'm just going to keep dropping until we hit 100 million views on something. I'm going to keep dropping until we get 1 million followers. When people finally see that this is the longest running show on earth, this guy will never stop. The fire within me is just starting to freaking burn. So smack the screen, give me a follow, and let's make some magic happen in this mofo. You know what I'm saying? And tomorrow, do it all over again. Day 1297 in a row, fam and friends, so make sure you do what you can. On YouTube, we have a little scan me QR code here. You can get to everything Renaissance Man. And TikTok is where you should be following. Most of my content's being dropped there, and then on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I'm dropping it everywhere, guys. This is the takeover 2022. Let's do it. Spread the friggin' word. 1,300 days in a row. That's got to be some sort of freaking world record. Someone call Guinness. We'll see you tomorrow. Until then, it's Mark Pires. And it's Renaissance Man. I love you guys. See you tomorrow. Bobby, Pamela, Drift, hey, Trish, anybody else that's out there, love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Jennifer Collins. See you tomorrow, fam.